Meanwhile, liberal democracy is falling apart, both in Germany and also in Canada. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland resigns from Trudeau's cabinet. Still no word on who will deliver fall economic statement. Now, Chrystia Freeland is a name that we know on this broadcast because I believe she is direct descendants of Nazi collaborators. Freeland says Prime Minister told her Friday he no longer wanted her to serve as finance minister. In letter announcing her resignation, Freeland denounced Trudeau's costly political gimmicks. She will stay on as a Liberal MP. 4 Liberal MPs, including a former minister, say Trudeau must resign. Status of the fall economic statement is unclear. This is a play to run for party leader. She's trying to go against Trudeau because his numbers are and they're going to glass cliff her. She's not giving up her seat, her position under Trudeau. Refreshing the article, and we find out that Trudeau has Trudeau has tapped Dominique LeBlanc to serve as finance minister after Chrystia Freeland's shock resignation. Here was her letter of resignation, where she said, "Dear Prime Minister, it has been the honor, Canadian, of my life to serve in government, working for Canada and Canadians. We have accomplished a lot together. On Friday, you told me you no longer want me to serve as your finance minister and offered me another position in the cabinet. Upon reflection, I have concluded that the only honest and viable path for me is to resign from the cabinet. To be effective, a minister must speak on behalf of the Prime Minister and with his full confidence. In making your decision, you have made clear I no longer credibly enjoy that confidence and possess the authority that comes with it. For the past number of weeks, you and I have found ourselves at odds about the best path forward for Canada. Our country today faces a grave challenge. The incoming administration in the United States is pursuing a policy of aggressive economic nationalism, including a threat of 25% tariffs. We need to take that threat extremely seriously. That means keeping our fiscal powder dry today, so we have the reserves we may need for the coming tariff war. That means eschewing costly political gimmicks, which we can ill afford, and make Canadians doubt that we recognize the gravity of the moment." Oh my God. She's like, I'm resigning because you asked me to resign. And also in my resignation, I'm demanding more austerity. How dare you? Your costly political gimmicks. Oh, amazing. This means pushing back against American first economic nationalism with a determined effort to fight for capital and investment in the jobs they bring. This means working in good faith and humility with the premiers of the provinces and territories of our great and diverse country and building a true Team Canada response. I know Canadians will recognize and respect such an approach. They know when we are working for them, and they equally know when we are focused on ourselves. Inevitably, our time in government will come to an end, but how we deal with the threat of our country currently faces will define us for a generation and perhaps longer. Canada will win if we are strong, smart, and united. It is this conviction which has driven my strenuous efforts this fall to manage our spending in ways that will give us the flexibility we will need to meet the serious challenges presented by the United States. Also, Jagmeet Singh is calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. Liberals are fighting themselves when Canadians need a prime minister who will fight for them.
Trudeau to resign. He has to go. Right now, Canadians are struggling with the cost of living. I hear it everywhere I go. People.
Why is this so low? The audio, my man, Jagmeet.
Find a home that they can afford. They can't buy their groceries. And on top of that, we have Trump threatening tariffs at 25%, which put hundreds and thousands of Canadian jobs at risk. And instead of focusing on these issues, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals are focused on themselves. They're fighting themselves instead of fighting for Canadians. And for that reason, today I'm calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has to go.
But if he doesn't, I'll continue to support him, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think as far as I understand, people always criticize the NDP for their regular defense of the Justin Trudeau administration and the Liberal Party in general. France, Canada, and Germany are failing. The scariest is Germany. Yes. So Canada is falling apart. I'll tell you, bro, Justin has been shitting the bed and he cut Freeland because she didn't meet the economic deadline and was over 20 billion. And now everyone talking shit about Trudeau. So he's thinking of stepping down. The foreign affairs minister is going to take his seat most likely. She's truly the reason why Canada's in more debt. She did not set us up for USAA. Yeah. I think Canada is about to get more conservative. What? Let's say hypothetically Canada became a communist republic, and let's say you were offered Canadian citizenship and was offered a position of health minister. Would you accept that offer? I would be happy. Yes. It'd be about Trudeau's relief checks of $250 for everyone and a GST tax relief for 4 months.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is facing the biggest political crisis of his career. There's talk that he could even step down within hours or days after his finance minister resigned from cabinet over disagreements about the budget. The cabinet minister, Chrystia Freeland, has also long been his most trusted and most powerful minister in government. This is a serious blow to Trudeau's bid to stay in power. He's already widely unpopular. He's facing an election next year. Potentially that election could start as soon as any day now. His government is teetering. So this is very much a massive political crisis in Canada right now. So Trudeau is widely unpopular in Canada after 9 years. Inflation has led to a cost of living crisis. There's wide clamoring for a change in government now. He does not have the majority of seats in Parliament, so he must rely on the opposition parties to stay in power. One party, a leftist party, has supported him on a case-by-case basis recently. Whether they will do that going forward is an open question. So this is really happening at the worst possible time, and perhaps it's the best time to have an election to get a new prime minister with a strong mandate. Certainly the Conservatives and opposition.
I like that the Liberal alternative is like deficit hawking, and then the Conservative alternative, the Liberal deficit hawking, is more deficit hawking and more privatization. It seems like Canada is experiencing the same exact economic shocks and the same exact political factors that keep Americans and everyone else in the same bind no matter what happens. This is North America is not cooked because there's only one country in North America that's not doing that and doing the exact opposite, and that is the Morena Party. That is Mexico. And they are seemingly the only popular party in North America, the only popular governing party in North America. Very strange that virtually no one wants to learn lessons from that at all. Unfortunately, we're likely going to see a shift to the Conservative Party, which is ironic because they also don't have a plan to deal with Trump's tariffs. The only ones actually proposing solutions are the provincial levels. Ontario Prime Minister saying he will shut down electricity in the U.S. cities where we provide power. I know. The irony is Doug Ford, not Prime Minister, Premier, can have like somewhat of a fucking W in a sea of L's. Most like mostly predisposed with as far as I understand, Doug Ford, with privatizing healthcare and crippling the healthcare, the socialized healthcare that exists. But in a sea of L's, he has come out with somewhat of a resilient threat, ripping out bike lanes for no reason. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like the type of dude who would be biking. No, he doesn't do crack. His brother used to do crack. To be fair, the cool one, Bobbert Ford. I want to show you an image. There he is. T-Dot's very own. Toronto, make no mistake. Doug is nowhere near as cool as Bobbert. The mayor, the six god himself. Toronto, I'm cheesed, fam. Okay, I'm done. Okay,
they're calling a friend of mine a prostitute. Alana is not a prostitute. She's a friend, and it makes me sick how people are saying this. So unfortunately, I have no other choice. I'm the last one to take legal action. I can't put up with it anymore. So I've named the names. Litigation will be starting shortly. I've had enough. That's why I warned you guys yesterday. Be careful what you wrote. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. And the next thing I want to call Mayor Britannia in Hamilton and tell them that we're going to have to spank their little tiger cats. Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy. Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
What about...
I'm happily married. Don't come at me like that, fam. Don't come at me like that, Crody. You're sick to my stomach, fam. Yeah, he said, I ain't missing no meals.